Welcome back, channel the 1932. No mint mark wheat penny has emerged as one of the most astonishing and valuable coins in numismatic history, now commanding an extraordinary market value of $860,000 in top condition. What makes this Lincoln cent so extraordinary isn't just its age or design, but the perfect storm of rarity, historical importance, collector demand, and condition scarcity. Struck during the height of the Great Depression at the Philadelphia Mint, the coin lacks a mint mark, common for Philadelphia. But what's uncommon is how few have survived in high-grade, uncirculated condition. Most pennies from this era were heavily circulated, spent daily by Americans enduring economic hardship. Saving a penny in pristine condition during such a turbulent time was unheard of, making mint-state specimens of the 1932 wheat penny one of the most elusive and desirable finds in the numismatic world. This coin, featuring Victor D. Brenner's iconic bust of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stylized wheat ears on the reverse, represents far more than its humble denomination. It's a relic of American resilience, an artifact of survival, and a tangible link to a moment in history when every cent truly mattered. The obverse design, showing Lincoln facing right, is flanked by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1932 to the right. It's clean, classic, and instantly recognizable, representing continuity even in uncertain times. On the reverse, the words, "1 cent" and "United States of America" sit boldly between two wheat stalks, with "E pluribus unum" elegantly arching above. This wheat reverse design was used from 1909 to 1958, and the 1932 issue stands out not for any radical change in appearance, but for the rarity of its preservation. The coin is not rare in the raw sense of mintage numbers. Over 9 million were struck. But surviving examples in MS-67 red or higher are virtually unheard of. That's what drives its staggering value. Today, collectors and investors are willing to pay millions for the best-preserved versions of this coin, with auction results confirming the sky-high prices for certified specimens. And it's not just elite collectors. Global investors are now adding rare coins to their portfolios, making these vintage cents financial instruments in their own right. The dramatic rise in value of the 1932 no mint mark wheat penny is a reflection of both supply and demand. While millions were originally struck, most were lost to time, heavy use, or environmental damage. Copper cents tarnish and corrode easily, if not stored carefully. Finding a coin from 1932 with full red luster, sharp strikes, and no significant marks is incredibly difficult. Grading companies such as PCGS and NGC have only certified a few examples in top mint state condition. In fact, some of the most desirable coins in the hobby are known from population reports to be unique or nearly so, meaning that the few existing examples in high grade are truly irreplaceable. A coin like this is not just an addition to a collection. It is a centerpiece, often the holy grail for wheat penny enthusiasts. Collectors seeking to complete a full red wheat cent collection from 1909 to 1958 will find the 1932 issue one of the hardest to secure in pristine quality, pushing its desirability and its price into the stratosphere. What also fuels the legend of the 1932 no mint mark wheat penny is its timing. This was the last Lincoln cent struck before the introduction of the 1933 issue, which was itself a low mintage coin. The early 1930s saw several coins with surprisingly low survival rates, but few hold the mystique of the 1932 penny. As America struggled with the Great Depression, coin collecting took a back seat to survival. In that context, the preservation of a bright red 1932 penny was rare, often accidental, or the result of forward-thinking individuals who recognized the importance of saving coins in pristine form. Today, that foresight is worth millions. It's important to note that the market has seen increasing activity around these historic coins, not just in the US, but globally. With more collectors entering the scene from Asia, Europe, and the Middle East, American rare coins, especially pennies with cultural and historical weight, are now global commodities. A 1932 no mint mark wheat penny in MS-67 red recently attracted international bidders, pushing its auction price to record-breaking levels. The market for rare coins continues to evolve, and what sets the 1932 wheat penny apart is its emotional and historical resonance. Every collector has a story about how they got started, perhaps with a penny they found in a jar, inherited from a grandparent, or stumbled upon in change. The idea that a coin once worth a single cent could now be worth nearly $9 million is not only astonishing, it's inspirational. It's this connection to American identity, history, and the thrill of discovery that makes coins like the 1932 penny so powerful. Videos and articles across YouTube and collector forums show people actively searching through rolls of pennies in hopes of finding their million-dollar miracle. And while the chances are slim, the possibility is what fuels the passion of numismatics. Authentication and grading are crucial when it comes to coins of this magnitude. Any 1932 wheat penny claiming a seven-figure value must be professionally graded, sealed, and verified. Collectors should look for PCGS or NGC certification with clear grade designations like MS66RD or MS67RD. Coins with strong eye appeal, defined by luster, sharpness, and minimal contact marks, will always command a premium. Provenance also plays a role. Coins from famous collections, or those featured in prominent numismatic publications or exhibits, often carry added prestige and value. For the 1932 wheat penny, all these elements intersect: history, condition, rarity, and collector obsession, making it a once-in-a-lifetime find. If you happen to come across a 1932 penny in excellent condition, especially one with no mint mark, take the time to evaluate it. Don't clean or damage it. Instead, submit it to a reputable grading service. Even coins that don't reach million-dollar status can be worth hundreds or thousands if well preserved. However, if you are lucky enough to hold a coin with full red, color, sharp details, and high grade from a top-tier grading company, you may be looking at one of the most valuable pennies in the world. The 1932 no-mint mark wheat penny is more than just a coin. It's a legacy, a symbol of survival, and a piece of American history that continues to amaze collectors, historians, and investors alike. Next up, the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny is a fascinating and highly sought-after piece of American numismatic history, and in recent years, it has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. Though millions of these coins were struck during that year at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not carry a mint mark, only a handful of high-grade, pristine specimens have survived the test of time. This rarity and top condition has driven up its value dramatically, and in today's market, the coin can fetch an astonishing price of $60,000 or more if it's in exceptional mint state, with a brilliant red luster and fully sharp details. At first glance, the 1941 Lincoln wheat penny might seem common. After all, over 887 million were produced in Philadelphia alone. But it's the fine details, condition, and historical context that set the valuable examples apart and make them gems for serious collectors. The obverse of the 1941 wheat penny features the well-known portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. This design has been in use since 1909 and is beloved by collectors for its classic and iconic style. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1941 frame Lincoln's profile. On the reverse, two stylized wheat stalks flank the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the Latin phrase E pluribus unum above. This reverse design, also by Brenner, was used from 1909 to 1958 and gives the wheat penny its popular nickname. While the design remained consistent throughout the wheat penny era, subtle die variations, mint errors, and condition rarity make each year's issue unique, and the 1941 no-mint mark penny is no exception. What makes the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny so valuable in today's market isn't just age or design, it's rarity and top condition. The vast majority of these pennies were heavily circulated during and after World War II. At that time, the penny had considerable buying power and saw constant use in commerce. Many were handled thousands of times, exposed to moisture or damaged, in pockets and drawers. Because of this, high-grade examples in mint state, MS, 66 or 67 red, RD, especially those certified by major grading companies like PCGS and NGC, are exceedingly rare. Coins with original red copper luster, no contact, marks and strong strike details can command eye-watering prices from serious numismatists and investors alike. This growing demand, especially for coins graded MS67RD or better, has pushed market values into the tens of thousands, and even $60,000 for top-tier specimens. Another factor contributing to the high value of the 1941 wheat penny is the presence of varieties and mint errors. Collectors have long hunted for double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, RPMs, and other anomalies that make certain coins stand out. While the Philadelphia Mint did not include a mint mark, the 1941 issue has produced several fascinating die varieties, most notably the 1941 double die obverse, DDO. In this variety, collectors can observe doubling on the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date. These rare variants, especially in mint condition, can command premiums far higher than regular issues. A 1941 DDO penny in MS65 red could exceed even the base $60,000 value depending on the sharpness of the doubling and the coin's overall eye appeal. What also makes the 1941 penny special is the historical context in which it was minted. The United States was on the brink of entering World War II, and the country was already ramping up production in anticipation of joining the conflict. Copper would soon become a critical wartime material, leading to changes in penny composition. Just 2 years later, in 1943. As a result, pre-war pennies like the 1941 issue are seen as the last of a peaceful era and are treasured as a snapshot of American life just before global conflict fully erupted. This connection to history makes the coin more than just a collectible. It becomes a symbol of resilience, patriotism, and the enduring legacy of Lincoln's leadership. For new collectors or those just discovering the world of rare coins, it's important to understand how grading affects a coin's value. A 1941 wheat penny in average circulated condition might be worth a few cents to $1. However, a coin graded MS65RD or higher by PCGS or NGC can skyrocket in value. The distinction between a $1 penny and a $60,000 penny often comes down to luster, strike quality, and surface preservation. Coins that have never been cleaned, show no carbon spots or nicks, and retain full red color from the original minting process are especially prized. The rarity of such examples, especially from 1941, cannot be overstated. As the numismatic market continues to grow, especially with digital platforms, social media, and online auctions making coin collecting more accessible, high-grade coins, like the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny have gained new interest not just in the US, but internationally. Investors in Asia, the Middle East, and Europe are increasingly recognizing the long-term value and stability of rare American coins. This global demand adds yet another layer of value to these already rare and historical artifacts. Top-graded 1941 wheat pennies are often included in elite coin portfolios, investment-grade collections, and are regularly featured in prestigious auctions where they fetch jaw-dropping prices. If you happen to come across a 1941 wheat penny in your collection or pocket change, examine it closely. Look for sharp details, minimal wear, and especially original red luster. If you believe you have something special, do not clean the coin. This can drastically reduce its value. Instead, submit it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication and professional assessment. The peace of mind and increase in marketability that comes with certified grading can mean the difference between a few $100s and a life-changing windfall. In conclusion, the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny may appear simple at first glance, but beneath its copper surface lies a story of survival, history, and immense value. It is a tangible reminder of America's past, a piece of art in miniature, and a treasure that proves even a humble penny can be worth a fortune. With a current market value reaching up to $60,000 for pristine examples, it continues to astonish collectors and inspire new generations of numismatists to search, discover, and dream big. This is not just a coin, it is a legacy, and perhaps, in your hands, lies a piece of American history worth far more than you ever imagined. Next up, the 1939 no-mint mark Lincoln. Wheat penny is a fascinating coin for collectors and historians alike, offering both numismatic beauty and rich historical significance. Produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally omitted a mint mark, the 1939 penny may appear ordinary to the untrained eye due to its large mintage. Over 316 million were struck that year. However, among these, only a tiny fraction remain in pristine condition, untouched by circulation wear, environmental, damage, or cleaning. It's these surviving gems, especially in mint state grades with red coloration, MS-65RD and above, that are highly sought after by collectors, and some have reached market values as high as $30,000 depending on condition, error type, and demand. For a coin that was once just a penny in circulation, this remarkable rise in value is nothing short of extraordinary. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny carries the classic obverse featuring a dignified portrait of President Abraham Lincoln with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," arching above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1939 to the right. This design was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday, and it has since become an iconic image in American numismatics. The reverse showcases the famed wheat ears design, with two stylized wheat stalks curving along, the edges framing the inscriptions 1 cent, United States of America, and A Pluribus Unum. This reverse design remained in place until 1958, making the wheat penny a central collectible in U.S. coinage history. While 1939 was not a particularly rare year in terms of raw production, rarity arises in the quality of surviving examples, the presence of unique mint errors, and the coin's historical positioning just before America's entry into World War II. One key element behind the 1939 penny's rising value is its exceptional condition in a market increasingly focused on high-grade coins. Many of these coins were heavily circulated during the economic recovery after the Great Depression and into the war years. Pennies were workhorses of commerce, used daily for purchases, savings jars, and war bonds. As a result, most examples today show significant wear, discoloration, or contact damage. However, coins preserved in bankrolls, old collections, or inherited estates can retain their original red copper luster and strike detail, qualities highly desirable to collectors and investors. A 1939 no-mint mark penny graded MS-66RD or higher by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC is considered a true rarity, and can fetch upwards of $30,000 or more in auction or private sales, especially if it displays strong eye appeal, minimal marks, and vibrant coloring. What truly elevates a 1939 penny from common to rare status is the presence of errors or varieties. Minting errors, though uncommon, add unique character and value to a coin. For this year, collectors often seek out double-die obverses, DDO, off-center strikes, die cracks, or struck-through grease errors. These anomalies occurred during the minting process and make each coin distinct. A 1939 penny with a clear doubling of the inscriptions "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" can be worth many multiples of a standard mint state coin. Error collectors are particularly passionate, and competition for these pieces can be fierce. Combine such an error with exceptional grade, and a simple penny transforms into a collector's dream, sometimes valued over $30,000 in the open market. But beyond condition and errors, the historical context of the 1939 penny gives it additional meaning. Minted during a time of significant global uncertainty, this coin was produced just before the start of World War II, a period that would drastically impact materials, production methods, and the everyday economy. In just a few years, pennies would be struck from steel due to copper shortages, making pre-war copper cents like the 1939 issue symbolic of an era before America's wartime transformation. This rich backstory contributes to the emotional and historical appeal of owning a 1939 wheat penny. It's not just currency, it's a time capsule from a world on the brink of profound change. Furthermore, as interest in numismatics continues to rise, the demand for high-grade wheat pennies has never been stronger. Social media, coin YouTube channels, and digital marketplaces have introduced rare coins to a broader audience, increasing competition and awareness. Coins once overlooked in junk drawers or change jars are now being examined with a magnifying glass and flashlight in hopes of finding a hidden treasure. The 1939 no-mint mark penny, especially in mint condition or bearing rare varieties, has become a central focus of this growing trend. This surge in collector interest has not only driven up prices, but has also made certified coins more desirable. Coins graded by PCGS or NGC with red designations, RD, and high numerical scores, MS65, MS67, are more likely to command top dollar in today's market. If you happen to come across a 1939 wheat penny, whether inherited from family or found in a coin roll, it's important to take steps to evaluate it properly. First, do not clean the coin. Cleaning can dramatically reduce its value by damaging the surface or removing original luster. Instead, store it in a protective holder and take it to a reputable coin dealer or send it for grading. Professional evaluation will determine if the coin qualifies as a high-grade specimen or if it features any valuable errors. Even coins that don't appear valuable at first glance could hide small details that make them worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. And with top examples valued at $30,000, the potential reward is worth the effort. Collectors also appreciate the design consistency and history behind the Lincoln Wheat Penny series. Since it spans from 1909 to 1958, it offers a long but attainable series to complete. Each year tells a different story, and the 1939 edition stands as a key piece from the late pre-war period. It fits into many popular collecting themes. Coins from the 1930s, pre-war pennies, Philadelphia Mint collection, or high-grade wheat cents. Its position in the series ensures that collectors seeking completeness or quality will always have demand for a well-preserved 1939 penny. In conclusion, the 1939 no-mint Mark Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than a simple copper coin. It is a testament to American resilience, design, and craftsmanship. While many were made, only a few have stood the test of time in true gem condition. With exceptional examples commanding up to $30,000 in today's market, the 1939 penny proves that hidden treasures still exist in the world of numismatics. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, this coin offers an exciting blend of history, artistry, and financial potential. From its copper sheen to its wartime context, the 1939 penny is a coin worth watching, worth collecting, and perhaps even worth a fortune if you're lucky enough to find the right one. Next up, the 1937 no-mint Mark Lincoln Wheat Penny is a true standout in American numismatics, cherished for its vintage charm, historical relevance, and surprising market value. Reaching up to $110,000 for top-condition, rare error specimens. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this penny carries no mint mark, a trait typical of coins from that facility. While millions were minted that year, well over 309 million to be precise, only a very small percentage remain in top condition, making them especially sought after by collectors. What elevates the 1937 penny into the elite tier of valuable coins is not just its age, but the rarity of surviving uncirculated examples, potential minting errors, and the coin's connection to the pre-World War II era, when the United States was on the cusp of major social and economic transformations. As a result, this coin has become a high-priority find for numismatists around the globe, and collectors are willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars for pristine or rare variants. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the 1937 penny features a dignified bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, accompanied by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" along the top edge, "Liberty" on the left, and the date 1937 on the right. The reverse continues the iconic wheat ears design introduced in 1909, with two stylized wheat stalks bordering the denomination 1 cent, along with United States of America, and the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum. This classic design is not only one of the most recognized in U.S. coinage, but it also holds a deep sentimental value among collectors. The coin is struck from 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, and it weighs 3.11 grams with a diameter of 19 mm. While millions were created for everyday use, very few of these coins have maintained their full original red luster, RD, untouched by circulation or environmental conditions, making high-grade specimens especially valuable. What makes the 1937 wheat penny command a value of up to $110,000? Several factors contribute, including mint condition, scarcity, historical importance, and mint errors. Coins that have been professionally graded MS67RD or higher by top institutions such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, are exceptionally rare and can fetch premium prices at auction or in private sales. Coins with perfect strike, blazing red surfaces, and minimal contact marks are the type most likely to achieve such high market values. Additionally, 1937 pennies with rare mint errors, such as double die obverse, DDO, die breaks, off-center, strikes, or struck through debris, are in exceptionally high demand. These flaws occurred during the minting process, and they make each error coin unique. When such an error is found on a high-grade coin, it can dramatically increase its value, sometimes pushing the price well into six figures. Beyond physical condition and errors, the historical context of the 1937 penny makes it particularly compelling. The late 1930s were a time of significant transition. The United States was slowly recovering from the Great Depression, and tensions were rising in Europe, leading to the eventual outbreak of World War II in 1939. Coins from this era are seen as artifacts of a world that was about to change dramatically. The 1937 penny reflects the last calm before the storm and the final years of routine copper coinage before wartime adjustments affected U.S. coin production. This gives the 1937 wheat penny a deeper emotional connection to American history, appealing not just to collectors but also to historians and educators. As with all collectible coins, grading plays a critical role in determining market value. Collectors and investors trust certified coins that come encapsulated and graded by PCGS or NGC. A 1937 penny in average circulated condition may be worth only a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, when preserved in mint state, MS65 and up, especially with a red designation indicating original copper shine, the value can skyrocket. Coins graded MS67RD are extremely rare, and a combination of that grade with a known mint error could justify a price tag of $110,000 or more. This kind of high valuation is not just based on rarity but also on demand from advanced collectors, especially those who aim to complete full high-grade Lincoln cent sets. Another important aspect is collector demand for early wheat cents, especially from 1909 to 1939. These years are considered the golden era of Lincoln pennies, with many coin enthusiasts focusing their attention on these classic pieces. The 1937 issue, with its clean, well-balanced design and large surviving population in circulated grades, becomes a cornerstone for many collections. However, high-grade examples are much scarcer than people realize, especially when one seeks full red coloration and strike sharpness. Collectors often pay a premium not just for condition, but also for pedigree, eye appeal, and provenance, meaning coins that have been part of famous collections or major auctions often command higher prices. For anyone hoping to discover a valuable 1937 penny, the key is careful inspection. While most people may overlook these coins in pocket change or old coin jars, numismatists know that potential treasures are hiding in plain sight. It's essential to use a 10x magnifying glass, good lighting, and compare your coin to known errors or high-grade standards. If you suspect your 1937 penny is in uncirculated condition or shows signs of a mint error, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can strip away valuable surface details and reduce its value by up to 90%. Instead, place it in a protective holder and consider having it graded by a trusted coin certification service. Even if your coin doesn't reach six figures, a verified mint state piece could still bring hundreds or thousands of dollars, especially in today's hot coin market. The market for rare and collectible coins has exploded in recent years. Online platforms, coin auctions, and collector forums have created a surge of interest in coins once thought mundane. The 1937 no-mint mark wheat penny, especially in high grade or with known minting errors, now stands as one of the most underrated and potentially high-value sleeper coins in the Lincoln penny series. Stories of rare coins selling for 5 or 6 figures are becoming more common as collectors chase the thrill of discovering hidden gems. This surge in demand has created real opportunities for everyday people who may unknowingly hold valuable coins in their change jars, family heirlooms, or inherited collections. In conclusion, the 1937 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is more than just a copper coin from nearly a century ago. It's a symbol of American resilience, historical depth, and artistic design. With a potential market value of $110,000 for top-condition examples, this penny proves that even the smallest denominations can yield life-changing rewards. From its iconic depiction of Abraham Lincoln to its wheat stalk reverse, from its Great Depression roots to its place in the broader Lincoln cent series, the 1937 penny is a timeless classic. Whether you're an experienced collector or a beginner, just discovering the world of coins, this piece deserves your attention. With the right combination of condition, error, and provenance, this humble 1-cent coin could very well be your ticket to numismatic fame or fortune.